Where are you located geographically?
I'm in Geneva, Switzerland.
Damn, nice.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Geneva. Like that's where the Geneva Convention has happened, right?
yeah. So, so if you ever guys, are around the area, let me know, man.
Yeah,
I'd
Yeah, yeah.
love
whenever
for
If
you
you
I'm
guys
take a
to
ever
come.
walk
like
around Geneva, bro, I'll give
walking
you
through.
a call.
I mean, like,
What's up, everyone? I'm Felix, founder of Breakconnect, and my co-host with me is Luis. And today we have a very special guest. He might not think so, but we definitely think so. This person is somebody we feel definitely has made the switch to pursue their passion, to follow their dreams, and to, unbeknownst to me, I honestly considered him like a classically trained designer just based on his work alone. But this man not only made the switch to follow his passion, but made the switch to like honor the craft. Not saying anything else about any of the designers or focusing specifically on him because I've always wanted to work with him to some extent ever since I started seeing his work. I have the pleasure of introducing the very talented, the very, what's another word for talented?
Oh,
God love.
firework
thank
effect.
you.
Firework.
Wow, dude.
We got
Thank you so
VFX
much.
specifically for this version of the podcast.
Nice, nice. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me. And
Of
I'm looking
course.
forward to the conversation.
Man, one thing that I feel like is understated here is how much you have influenced our discussions that we have behind the scenes because a lot of the times when we think about breaking media that we like visually, not just like breaking media in general, um, it always somehow stems back to what you do because you create very effective and like visually appealing flyers. And it's not just from a standpoint of like a breaker, right? Because I feel like breakers they think about flyers in a way that maybe like I wouldn't think of a flyer. They're like, oh, cool flyer, and then that's it. They never think about it again. They just get the information and then that's it. But when I think of a flyer, I'm like, dude, that's a really cool flyer because of this, because of that. Oh, I like how they did this. So I have those discussions with Felix sometimes, and then sometimes we're also like, you know. Did you see the latest Don Love post? Yeah, this is this and that. And we were always in a space where we wanted to work with you. And when we did the Switch cards, or sorry, the Game Changer cards, it felt like a dream come true, dude. So this feels like that dream continued because we have you on the pod and we get to ask you all the fun questions that we've always wondered about.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much for the kind words, man. Thank you so much. It means a lot, actually, because you do these things and you don't really know what impact you do. You're just doing it for fun, and then you hear these words, and it's awesome to hear. You don't hear it often. You don't hear. I don't hear it at all, actually. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
nice.
You should.
We're gonna
Yeah.
hear it a lot today, buddy.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Really.
So this is a very personal question that I've always wondered is like, how did you come up with the name Don Love? Because it's very effective, very short, and I can't imagine a catchier name in the space of like online branding. Because Don Love just rolls off the tongue, dude.
Yeah. No, it's when I started breaking, well, basically it was a crew, my crew that kind of gave me the name. Um, Back then I just went by Don. My first name is Don. And so um yeah, they just kind of decided like, yo, we got to give you a name. And so what happened was we were hanging out my friends, one of my crewmates, his name is Vibe, and they just kind of decided, but it wasn't like them giving me the name. It was like, yo, these are the names that you can get. Just pick one. So it was like Donsky, the kind of like, I don't know if you say generic, but the
The
usual,
template names.
yeah, the template name, Donsky, Don
Don One.
One, yeah. And I was like, Don Love. I was like, Don Love sounds cool, but I don't want to use the LUV like everybody does. I just make LOV. And yeah, that kind of stuff. and
So
I've
you
been
picked
repping that ever
LOV and
since.
then you applied meaning to it, right? Because you're wearing the branding on your shirt right now.
Yes, yeah.
Legacy over
So
victory. I love it.
yeah, the initial was just, the initial reason was just because I don't want it to be LUV, which actually kind of backfired because everywhere I went, I was kind of like getting invites and then they would put LUV, So I was like, okay, never mind. But I just wanted it to be different. And then later on, I was like, you know what? I gotta, because people were like, you know how you're given a name because it means something. Like in Philly, there's this guy named Napalm. I'm pretty sure you guys know
Yeah.
Napalm, but he was like saying like,
Sure.
oh, it was given to me because I was very explosive. Then I was like, you know what? I need a meaning for my name. I can't just be like, oh, because my boys gave it to me and I got to pick it, whatever. So I was like, I gave the name a meaning for myself, and then it just kind of like, you know, rolled from there, basically.
Well, when did you apply the legacy over victory moniker to it? Because I mean, having the name is one thing, but then like applying meaning to it that goes beyond just breaking, I think is like a very important step that we're bypassing here.
Yeah, yeah, no, it was very recent. The legacy over victory was recent, maybe like last year, early last year. Before
Mm.
it was living one's vision. So it's like I have this vision for myself and I'm gonna work on it until I live it. And then there's also like love over violence. And then
Mm.
I was like, you know what? I kind of like I wanted to take it to the next level. So I was like legacy over victory. It kind of made
No,
sense.
that's fire.
But
And that actually applies, I think, very adequately in the space of breaking. Like, not everyone's gonna win jams. Not everyone's gonna be
mm,
known for being a champion. But
right,
some
right,
people will be known for a long time based on what they
right.
contributed to the craft or to someone's journey. So
Yeah.
I really like that, dude. Very,
And
very
that's
good.
actually the word contribution, It's like I just want to contribute something. I think that
Mm.
word is, I don't know, has something, has a weight to it for me, contribution. And that's what I'm trying to add, that's what I'm trying to give out, just contribute something to the culture that,
Oh, dude, you're
I do.
doing that. You are doing that. Absolutely.
Thank you. Yeah.
Man, so I feel like y'all started talking about this before I hopped on, and it was the conversation of design. A lot of people don't think of design as an important element in the space of like breaking community, right? Everyone thinks it's like, oh, you got to teach one, you got to throw a jam, you got to battle, you got to mentor someone, you got to host a jam, you got to learn how to DJ, but no one tells you you got to learn how to make a good flyer. And it's honestly very important to do that because if you have a bad flyer, there's chances that people will already have preconceived notions about your event. Whether people believe it or not, it's true. If I make an MS Paint flyer, put it up on Break Connect, people are gonna be like, "Ooh, what's the prize money on this event? I don't know if I want to go." So when you throw a banger flyer, people are more inclined to be like, "Yo, did you see that flyer?" Even if it says like $200 prize money, if the flyer is fire, then we're good to go. So
If the
when
flyer is fire.
if the flyer is fire, bro, we're good to
Let's
go.
go.
So when we think about people like you, it's important to like hold it to equal weight as someone that maybe like hosts a lot of events, because you're contributing in a way that will live on forever, especially on Break Connect. We have a history of flyers just on the past events tab. So
We
when
did a
did you
whole episode
decide?
on it.
Yeah, yeah, we did a
Yeah, I
whole
watched
episode
it
on it.
actually. That was super dope. So
So when did you decide, man, to like start putting yourself out there as a designer to help people's events just elevate from a basic little thing to like a quality experience from the first moment you see the flyer?
well, to build off of what you said, I think flyers are important because it is the first thing that the audience sees, or the people that who you're trying to reach. It's the first thing that they see. So it is like the first impression. And so if you put time into it, or if you care about it enough that you hire a good designer, or just put out a good design, it's the first message or the first communication tool that you put out there for the people that you want to come to your event. So I think in that way it's important. But for me to get to making flyers, uh, I wanna talk about my brother for a bit actually because it was him that got me into it. He is like a tech guy, And then back in high school, he got like a cracked version of Photoshop, and that's how it started. I just started messing around with it. And then it wasn't until I moved to Philly 2010 when I got into breaking like seriously. And then because I did, you know, graphic design at the side, I would make flyers for we call it Temple B-Boys, the breaking club of Temple University. And I would make flyers for them. And then since then I just kind of like I like doing this. And I would reach out to other events in Philly, like, hey, do you guys need flyers? And yeah, just make flyers for them for free. I enjoyed it. And I just kind of kept going until other people started reaching out. So
Yeah. And there's something else I want to point out. Like, this is what caught me off guard that I didn't know until today is that you're self-taught.
yes, I have a breaking approach on it.
That's
YouTube University, man. Everything is just
university.
trial and error. Read some books. I have some books here. I
But
don't know where
but
it is
even
downstairs
that,
though.
like that alone, I think I super appreciate because like being self-taught, taking the time to read those books, watch those tutorials, I think that got you to the level that you're at. Because I still remember when you were coming out with your initial series where you would just find a dancer and it wouldn't be a flyer, it would just be a design for that dancer.
Mm, I
And
need to do that again.
and that's like continue. You've done that consistently, but I would almost love to see kind of like the first one you did to where it is
Ooh,
now. I feel like the growth would be massive because you've
I don't know if
always found a way to level up. I'm not
mm,
saying you have to share it right now. Like I'm just saying
right,
like it
right.
would be cool to be able to
Yeah.
kind of for yourself even.
I don't know if I have the first one that I did, but I do have the first one that I posted, I think 2011, 2012 or something like that on Instagram. I'll scroll down and I'll find it, but it's there. And I can see the difference for sure of like, the techniques and like the details that goes into it. It's very simple. The first one is just like changing colors. The background is yellow, but the dancer is blue, and then the name
Yeah.
is like right behind them. So it's very simple. And yeah, it was nice.
Man.
But yeah, everything is just self-taught, man. Just actually, I want to say that I wanted to go to graphic design school right after high school, yeah, because my brother opening up the door for me with like the Photoshop thing, and then we had a graphic design class in high school that I took. I enjoyed it a lot, and I wanted to do graphic design for college, and then my mom was like, no, because
Oh
Asian
man.
mom, like you can't go to the arts. I was like, okay, fuck. So I went actually to Temple with I applied to Temple for nursing, Filipinos represent. And then the nursing program was full. And so I was like, okay, I'll do undecided for a semester. And then if it doesn't open up, I'll do kinesiology. So I went to kinesiology thinking I want to be a PT. And then a year in, I was like, fuck this, man. Like, I'm doing okay, I can memorize the muscles and all that stuff, whatever they give me. But in my head, I'm like, I can't do this. Like, even if I graduate, I'm not going to be a PT. I'm not going to be, be doing all this stuff. Like, even if I was a nurse, I was like, I can't do this. I can't see myself in the hospital or I can't see myself in this field. So I got to not do this at all or do graphic design. But then, knowing that my mom won't let me do graphic design, I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to drop out. And I dropped out 2 years in. I dropped out. I didn't tell my mom for like a year. I was just like kind of pretending. I was living with my brother, so he was just kind of like didn't tell my mom too. And for the whole year, I was just like skating around Philly, painting. I did like street art for a bit, and then yeah, just kind of like lost. And then I told my mom, she cried. I was like, "Fuck!" But mom, I can't. Like I was like, "Mom, I can't. I really can't go. I can't. I can't do this." And so, but at the whole time, while I was doing like the undecided or like the nursing and the kinesiology, after that I was breaking and doing graphic design, like teaching myself and all that stuff. And then even when I dropped out, I was doing design for like, jams or like people in Philly. And so the whole time I was really trying to learn. And I think I'm self-taught because I wasn't allowed to go to school for it. So it's
Mm.
what I'm trying to say. So, but yeah.
It's funny. You and I have a similar track because also in high school I discovered Photoshop and Illustrator like
Mm,
my freshman sophomore year. My buddy had a cracked version of like because they used to come on
yeah, yeah,
CDs.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
we had like a stolen version of Adobe. And we would like mess around at my house or his house. And then junior year, like sophomore year, I took a computer art course. Junior year, I got into it more. And then senior year, I was the graphic designer for my high school.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I actually applied to University of the Arts in Philly. That was one of
Ah,
my top tier schools. Yeah,
ooh,
I almost went
dope,
there.
dope. Dang, that's cool, man. That's cool. Sorry.
Wait, so
Sheesh.
Felix, would you consider yourself self-taught as well?
Nah, man, I went to school for it. Like I went to art school.
Well, right, but you started off.
I mean, everyone starts off like self-taught in high
Mm,
school. The thing is, this is what I'll admit. I don't think I would have gotten as good as I am without school, and Don got as good as he did without school. And that's what's impressive. Like the
Yeah.
fact that you were, because dude, for real, bro, I was like, yo, there's a real designer in the breaking scene. That's what I thought when I saw this kid.
Thank you. There's a
I
lot of
mean,
us now, so
yeah, there's a lot of us now, which I fucking like love. Like I like, like again, we had this whole conversation when we did the flyer episode, is the fact that like there's this like tech and design is finally starting to break into, street dance.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
that's what's exciting. And whether you know it or not, you're kind of one of the godfathers of that happening.
I don't know. That's a heavy word, man. I don't know, but
No, but it's
I'll
true
take
though.
it.
It's true. Because like, for example, I know a few designers in the breaking space that never post anything for breaking. Like they work in design, but they don't contribute to it in the way that you do, right? So
Mm,
like shout out to my boy Izzy. He's in my crew Astro Club. He's a designer. He clocks in 9 a.m. He designs for like a firm, and he
mm,
clocks out at 5 p.m. He doesn't design from 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. the next day.
mm.
He
Didn't know
doesn't
that about
have
that.
to. So
Right, right.
the fact that you have a day job, then you go home and you're like, yo, like Box One dropped this crazy quote in a YouTube video with 10 views on it. I'm gonna make sure people know about this. It's like, yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. You are contributing to a library of knowledge that maybe people wouldn't have caught otherwise. But the fact that you put other people's quotes, it's not like you're putting your own quotes, you're putting other people's quotes on your platform and they're
Mm.
becoming highly shareable pieces of content. Man, like you are a historian, my friend, and you are not
Thank you.
just that, you are a godfather in the design space and breaking. Like, really.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
crazy. That's
I want to
crazy. Thank you for the
second.
words, man. But oh, that's
Nah,
crazy.
bro, like this is, it's all true. Like it's true to us. I'll say that. I don't know if like everyone will agree with everything we say, but fuck everyone else.
Yeah,
Um, but
Oh, thank
we
you
can
so
do
much, man. It
rounds. We'll
means a
do
lot. It
design
means
and
a lot.
rounds.
the thing that I really appreciate is your ability to kind of like evolve within the design space, especially in our scene. Like, I think when you first started to have like the Don Love persona and you started kind of creating very quotable stuff, I think initially a lot of it was super text heavy, right? In the beginning. And I remember thinking, this looks nice. I can't like that first slide is too intimidating for me to like read because the second slide is going to be as thick. But then, you were like, okay, I need to change that up, and you did. And you notice the evolution from like even like again like that for like this year alone, 2026 or end of 2025, the difference between then and what it is now. You're quick to adapt. The stuff you did with like Black History Month, you and
Fire,
Germs, every single video was dope. And then that end page,
fire.
it had like your fucking fingerprints all over it.
I want to say that the um Black History Month and the current one that's ongoing right now, the Women's
Women's
History
history.
Month,
Women's History Month. Yeah.
is all Germ. That's his like that's I'm helping them with the graphics, but and then the Black History Month is actually J Prime that did it because I was on vacation and I told him like I can't help anything. But like, if you want to just refer to the past because we did the Filipino American History Month back in November. I was like, if you want to take, check the past work and then just kind of like use that template or whatever, go for it. But yeah, the Black History Month and the Women's History Month, that's all Germ. And
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Shout out to
man.
Germs. Shout out to
Dude,
Germs.
you've developed a style. You've developed the style that if people do it, we automatically assume this is Don Love's fingerprints on it.
I
That's
Like,
mean,
crazy.
it's your design system. I'll say
yeah,
that.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I
Um,
remember when I did design for the Olympics 20 from like I think 2022 to 2024 or 2021 to 24, people would send me like, posts. It's like, yo, did you do this? And I'm like, no, I didn't do that, man. So it was so funny. Just people just kept thinking like I did it. I was like, no, I didn't do that. So
Yo, so at what point did you decide like to go from just static design and, highlighting dancers, which is one thing, to essentially, consuming breaking interviews, because that's what it is. You're really listening to interviews about a breaker story, or they're just like, honestly, bro, they're like random things that I don't even know are happening. Like you'll get an interview from someone and you'll clip it or you make it like a little highlight of the quote. I'm like, when did this happen? How are you so tapped in that like as soon as it launches? Because you did something for a Break Connect episode and we had
It was
just
a
posted it
squid.
like an hour and a
No,
half ago or something.
yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, dude, that is
Bro,
fast. Like,
that
how?
guy. The best thing about that was um we were supposed to post a video that day, but we didn't
Yeah,
have any content ready to go.
yeah,
And then you
mm.
posted that and tagged us to collab. I remember me and Luis were like, yo, thank God for Don Love, man.
yeah, bro.
But then on top of that, the amount of views and like interactions that piece of content got, like you found the most not controversial, but the thing that would make people feel a certain way. Like you found
Yeah,
that specific line of content and you were
yeah.
like, somehow you knew, maybe consciously or subconsciously, you were like, people are gonna react to this.
And they did.
No. Yeah, I just like listening to podcasts, man. And so like when I'm at work, I listen to podcasts. And when I see breaking podcasts, of course, that's like priority. Like I like hearing other people's stories. And then when I hear something that just makes an impact to me or something that like makes me think, I just cut it up and then just make something out of it. But sometimes actually I like literally I just stop the video. I was like, all right, fuck, I gotta do this. Like I'm motivated right now and I got the time. Stop the video, hop on Photoshop, do the thing real quick, post it. All right, let me watch it again. So and I think that's what
Mm.
happened with the Great Connect. So I'm
Dude,
subscribed to you guys, you know what I mean? Like I see it. So
hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. No, no, because it's like really important. A lot of people won't do that. They won't not just
Mhm.
design and put out content, but they won't consume breaking media. They won't really tap into what other breakers' opinions are or what some of these platforms are putting out there for people to consume. And when you spotlight them, you're kind of like alley-ooping a little bit, like you toss it up for people to slam it down. And it's really great because it shows a perfect example of what the community is all about, right? Like making sure that we uplift one another. And whether or not the clip is controversial has nothing to do with it. It's more so like the fact that we were grown up on these stories from whoever our mentors were. Everyone's got a mentor story where it's like, man, they told me like back in 2002, B-Boy Summit was the shit because this happened, and there's no footage of it, but this person called out this person. And you're like, damn, like I remember these stories from my mentors. But sometimes, your mentor stories that of stuff that happened in 2002, like things have happened since then. And the only way to document that is to do like interviews online or just like put it out yourself. And sometimes your platform is small or it's not reaching the same people that it would as if someone like you shared the same content? So I think in a way, dude, like you are making people more aware of like what goes on and the important parts of people's stories that might not have been echoed otherwise. So I know we've already been like Don Love glazing this whole podcast, but really, man, like I don't know if you're really important to the space that we are in today in 2026 in breaking.
Thank you, thank you so much. Yeah, for me it was you mentioned mentors, but when I started in Philly, there was this. It wasn't really the mentors, but it was like the environment I was in where it wasn't just like when people ask you who your favorite b-boy is, you don't say who your favorite b-boy is. You say it's you. You know what I mean? Like you can't have favorite b-boys. Like it has to be you. You know what I mean? You can't be a fan. Like you can't be a fan of other b-boys. That's what it was.
I
And
remember that.
then
Yeah.
it was just the environment that I was in. And then later on in my journey, I was like, no, this can't be it. Like we have to, because otherwise, like, how are people like? I don't know. It's just like it doesn't make sense to me. After a while, I was like, no, because I like this guy and I look up to this guy. You know what I mean? And why
Yeah.
can't I just like tell people about them so that everybody knows about them? Like you don't have to know about me, but if you know about these guys that are super dope, then it's cool. And so I made a switch to like just post other people in my Instagram. So if you scroll down, it was like, people post their own photos and all that stuff. But then after that, I was like, I think it was like 2010, 2011. I was like, you know what? Let me just make my Instagram about other people. And so that's when I started making the posters and then just incorporating like the breaking and the graphic design, just making posters about other people. It started with like whoever is in Philly that I looked up to, like Box One and then his crew and then, Rep Styles and, all of them. And then after I did the Philly scene, I was like, fuck, who am I going to highlight now? And we just, branch out to other people. And then I was like, you know what? I think it's time to just go for like the big name or whoever is inspired me. So, but that was like the progression of the things. It was like, just thought like, this just can't just be about me. It has to be like
Mm.
uplift. Like I said, like uplift the culture or uplift each other, and then we uplift the culture as a whole, basically. So yeah.
Dude, and you have always been, and this is a great segue actually. You have always been someone that I think has been passionate about creating fan bases in the world of breaking, and you've done that through the posters that you've obviously started creating a while back. But not just that, you've done trading cards now up until this point, and you feature like dancers, like real community dancers, not like the most famous dancers of all time, right? You're not putting Hang Ten on your cards. You're putting people like you've had a Valme on your cards. You've had like, people from Philly, people that might not have been recognized by people across, the ocean. So I really appreciate what your contributions are there. And I've always been curious to know, like, what inspired you to do something like trading cards? That's such a niche. I mean, not anymore. In 2026, trading cards are massive, but for a while, like trading cards are kind of like on the decline. So for you to bring something like that to the forefront of your branding, at least lately, and then do it in a very respectful way, like what inspired that? What even made you want to do that?
It was 2021. I wanted to throw my own jam and just to see how it feels to throw a jam. We called it Thanksgiving, and it was a footwork jam because I love footwork. And we have these media photos, videos, magazines even to document jams. And I thought, what would be another way to do it that also incorporates my skills in graphic design. And so we created trading cards of people who ever competed in it. And I believe we did, I don't know if it was top 8 or top 4 competitors. So whoever competed in there, if you make it to top 8 or top 4, we'll make a card out of you. And so I have my photographer friend, take photos of like everybody that danced just in case they make it to, the top 4 or top 8. And then once the jam was over, I cooked it up. And then I ordered 8 packs. I think it was top 8 then. I ordered 8 packs, no, 9 packs of like trading cards. And then I sent it to whoever competed as like, a additional trophy, kind of like,
Yeah.
congratulations for making it to top 8. This is, the trading cards of everybody. And I added like 2 cards of each. So it's one for him, and if he wants to give it away to a friend or something. And so that kind of just kicked it off. And I liked it. I liked the process of making the cards and, designing them. And so I was like, okay, I'll do that again. So I think 2022, my friends ETS, Engineered to Smoke in Philly, Musa Khan, he goes by Wrath of Khan, and Fierce One, they throw these monthly jams. And then at the end of the year, they have this like finale. So I was like, bro, let me make cards for your finale. And so I did that again. And then it just kind of like kept going from there, man. It's just, I just enjoy making the cards. It's like another reason for me to hop on Photoshop when I'm not dancing. So I was like, okay, let's just keep doing it. And then now I wanted to take it a step further. I did the each one teach one, which is like, I wanted to add more value to it, which is either like a description of the dance move or the OG who created it, just to like, I don't know. I was hoping kids would read it, but I think the design was so bad that nobody was reading the back. So I gotta hop on the drawing board and like rethink the whole design thing. But anyway, that was the whole idea of it. So and
Man,
yeah, and it just kept going, man. And I hit up Felix. I was like, bro, let me make trading cards for your jam. I wanna do one for like a jam that's not mine. And so that whole process was a learning process too. You know, we gotta get
Yeah.
Still One's photo, shout out Still One, and then figure out like how to use their photos with their consent. So, you know, sign the waivers and things like that. So it was fun. It was fun. Learning things was fun. So
and those
Oh
cards
yeah.
had stats on them.
yeah, shout out Break Connect. It was
Great
cool
Connect
too.
stat. Yeah.
So
Oh man, like those cards are everything. Like it's just so crazy, man. Like first of all, the fact that there are hollow version, like rares, right? Essentially, in the world of
mm,
like Pokemon cards and even like sports cards, there's rare cards and then there's like ultra rare cards. Like if you pull an autograph card, like that's a big deal. The fact that there's like gold hollow cards that you can pull that are set aside from the regular hollow cards
mm,
is like that's just an added element that makes it feel super legit.
yeah,
And obviously only the winners have the gold hollows, but still, it's not
yeah,
guaranteed that you'll pull one every pack. So
right, right.
I thought that was really cool. Obviously, I had my card that I was really proud of, and I put a search out there into the world for people to find the hollow L Prod. And the fact that someone did and they mailed it to me is crazy.
Hey,
Like, dude,
that's
what
nice.
a time. What a time to be
Let's
alive. The
go.
internet's a great place.
Yeah, man, that's so dope. I want to
Um,
keep going with it. The process is
yeah.
long, but I want to keep going with it. I want to eventually like do. I have these other ideas that I want to do for trading cards for sure, and I hope I get to
Well,
do it. So,
funny enough, that's going to be my next question. Like, what is a project of yours in the world of design, whether it's like physical media or just virtual, like that you would like to bring to life one day?
right, right now I'm actually working on one. If you don't mind me plugging it.
So tease
So
it.
Plug
I
away, man. Plug away.
yeah, these are it's kind of like a build off of the each one teach one cards. Because my idea of that was the kids would get the cards and they would like do the moves, right? But I mean,
Mm,
it just turned into like a collectible thing, which is fine too. You know, you put something out and you really have no control. Whatever, you know,
Yeah.
it just shifts to whatever the people want it to be. And so
yeah.
now I'm like, you know what? Let me make cards that might help kids or might help like beginners to like learn breaking. And so like these are printouts, so it won't look like this. So I created like kind of like flashcards, you know,
Yeah.
Mag Spin, Air Flare. We have like different colors, different categories. Like, you know, the top rock is green, footwork is yellow, you know, the freezes are baby blue. And then kind of like you pick a card and then you do it, you know, or I don't know, something like that. And
Yeah.
then
Oh my God, bro, this could be like such an educational tool, like
exactly
Yes.
out of
as an
studio.
educational tool, that's what I wanted to do it for. And then we have on top of the educational tool, we have like just like the each one teach one cards where whenever we know who the creator of the move is, I added onto there, you know, like Icy Ice of New York City Breakers credited for the Halo. So you have those little details on it. And
Historian.
then yeah, so it's super cool. Right now I'm trying to get pre-orders and I've called like dance schools for it. Most the people that are most interested of it are like teachers because you know they can use it for their
Hmm.
classes. But I think everybody can use it to be honest. And my favorite parts is we added these restriction cards, you know, which is like challenges.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm.
and my favorite one, like, you know, once you do the moves, like, you know, let's say you get a, you know, 6-step baby freeze. Once you get comfortable with that, then you get a restriction card and then just add it. You know, like, I don't know, make eye contact, which is like direct your moves to this, you know, to your opponent. And then yeah, just like random things. This is one of my favorites, which is like don't dance, just listen. You know, visual. I think visualization while you're listening to the music is very important. You know,
I
so
agree.
things like that. And then this is what I want to do, want to put out at the moment. But in terms of trading cards, I do want to highlight Dancer still. I want to do like regionals, like New York pack. So you have like all the crews in New York, you know, Bay Area pack, you know. But I know there's a lot to do with that, you know, and then you got to get photographers to go these places and then get permissions from the dancers. So that's like
Mm,
maybe a future project. I want to do like
bro,
crew packs as well, you know, like MZK pack if they let me, you know,
Yo,
like in full force pack, bro. Imagine, you know what I mean?
oh man, hopefully you got
But
space for 68 cards for that full
oh
form.
my gosh, that's even better. The more, the better, honestly. So, but
No,
I
I
that's
mean,
you
envision
never know.
fire,
So
like
dude.
I see this interactive element that could be so incorporated if you like digitize it, could be so sick.
yeah, and I want to put it out there as well. Whoever's listening, if you're a designer and if you want to make cards, I want everybody to make cards. I want everybody to like, because I've heard people say like, "Oh, cards is like a Don Love thing." I'm like, no, it just happened to be that I make cards, but like trading cards existed, you know.
Yeah.
Like this is not my thing. Like I feel like the more people do it, the better. There's actually a
Yeah.
guy, Jay Prime from Philly. He's making it for other jams as well, but he doesn't put it out there like for for purchase or whatever. But he
Hmm.
makes them now, so it's super dope. And he showed me some of his work, and it's really cool. And I implore everybody to do it. If you're a designer and you want some, like if you don't have anything to do, you know, freaking pick a jam
Make a
and just
card.
do it, man. Yeah, just a little project on the side. Let me know, hit me up. I'll send you like the websites to order these cards, and if you want to work with like an actual card design, we can figure it out. I mean, an actual card company, we can figure that out. So yeah.
Well, man, like just to kind of switch a little bit of a gear here, in my head, whenever I think of you, I immediately connect you to Philly. Like obviously I know you geographically don't live there, but you have a strong presence in that community and you always have been someone who spotlights that community very consistently. And for me, like in my just Philly in general as a city, I think it's very special. Like there's a very distinct energy about Philly. For the sports people in the world, like they always think about like, oh man, if you're gonna go to a Philly like away game or a home game in Philly, man, like get ready, man. Those fans are passionate. And I think that's just like a small breadcrumb of what the city brings, right? It's a very special energy, and I think you do a great job of capturing that. Right now, you're not geographically in Philly, but you are someone that's very passionate about the city. What are some of your favorite moments in the city, and how does that compare to where you're living right now?
Philly. I'm not from Philly. I'm from the Philippines. I was born and raised in the Philippines, you know. And then at 13 years old, my family moved to New
PH,
York. We lived in Queens for a year.
PH.
Sorry,
Oh,
what
okay.
did you say?
I said PH, Philly,
Oh yeah, yeah,
Philippines.
exactly. Philippines, the Filipino, and so yeah. And then at 13, we moved to New York. I lived in Queens for a year. It got too expensive because there's a bunch of us. So my mom moved us to the Poconos. So I
Oh,
went to high
okay.
school there. And then 2010 is when I moved to Philly for college. And that place is very special to me because that's where I met my first, B-boys. And I don't know, that place, Philly taught me so much, man. And I'm really, I love that city because of the people in it and the people that I met in it and the things that I learned from it. And that's why to this day, like, I actually just saw a video of Why Not saying like he's not from Philly, but he reps it because it made the most impact of him. You know what I mean? Like it taught him so much. Like Philly is such a dope place for me because one, it's like a city that values music. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
you know what I mean? And also to answer your question, I think the dopest thing for me is we have this thing called I forgot the name. It was it was a jam. It was like an event every last Thursday of the month at the Rotunda. Oh my gosh, they're gonna kill me for forgetting the name. I don't know, man. I forgot the name. I'm blanking out. But anyway, that's the jam that we used to go to every Thursday of the month, and it was like a hip hop jam, and you have the rappers, all the dance styles, and breaker. Everything that you can think of, like poppers, lockers, um, crump, breakers. Everybody was there, and you just have this hub of like hip hop heads in one area in one night, and it was just so dope. And I think that's the thing that really, I think I took that for granted actually, because when I moved to Switzerland, we don't have that here. Like,
Mm.
over here they don't value the dance. I mean, not the dance, but like the music too much. You know what I mean? Like it's a very move heavy here, and they don't have like a monthly event where everybody's just dancing. So I think that's um that's the thing that I really miss the most about Philly.
Was it by any
Uh,
chance called The Gathering?
yes, the gathering. That's what it is. I'm sorry, man.
I saw you sleuthing on
I'm
your
sorry,
computer.
Philly. I'm sorry, Philly. But yeah, that's it. That was it. The gathering. That was amazing. And also Second Sunday by Steve Believe of Rep Styles Crew / Concrete All Stars. I think that went on for like almost 2 decades. Of every Sunday he does like events every second Sunday of the month, and we would go. That was like a thing that we would like look forward to. And yeah, man, those two are what really like. I think I took that for granted for real. When I moved out here, I was like, oh man, the vibe is just not different. I mean, not the same, and yeah, I missed it. So
What is your personal not a comparison, I don't want to say that, but obviously right now you're in a very different place geographically. Is there anything that you like from where you're at now that you didn't have in Philly?
um, I like the quiet now. I think I'm getting older. I like the quiet. I like the safety. Philly is a crazy, crazy place. I
Fair.
was yeah, I was robbed at gunpoint over there, so
Damn.
it's crazy. But moving here, it's just the safety, the quiet, um, the fact that I can fly anywhere in Europe. It's just like going to different states in the US here. It's just like you drive 4 hours and you're in Italy, you know what I mean? So it's like you drive 2 hours and you're in like south of France, or like 4 hours as well. But you drive like 30 minutes and you're in France. So it's pretty cool. I think I like that the most. But
Yeah.
mostly the quiet, man. Just like the slow life. So
Hmm.
Well, right now we've learned a lot about you. We've learned your start as a designer, your influences in the geographical space, your future projects. But now we really brought you here to learn about your opinions. We're very curious to know what your top five flyers are that exist on Break Connect. Felix and I
mm.
have done this exercise,
Yeah, I watched it. It's super
but now
cool.
we want to know your top five.
I actually
Yeah,
looked
your
through it
opinion
because you
is
told
what
me. So I
really
was like, all right, I'm
matters.
gonna look through it. And I scrolled down the past events, I think all the way to like 2022 or something. But and I just want to say actually before we hop onto this, I see a few AI flyers over there, man, and I'm just gonna be
Really?
like, bro,
Oh yeah.
AI. You can tell like when people use AI, you can just see like the lettering is off. You know what I mean? The drawings are kind of weird, but I just want to put it out there that we have so many talented graphic designers in just the breaking scene. Reach out to one of them, and if you don't like their style, you can ask them for another. Designer, bro. The breaking scene is small. It's big, but it's small, and we have so many talented graphic designers that I don't know why you would resort to AI. So
Facts.
and you can like if the price point is your problem, like there's different levels of designers that will do things at different price points, and even I myself would do flyers for free if it's like a small jam in Philly or Jersey that hit me up. It's like, all right, for sure, I got you with a flyer. It's just I don't know why people would resort to AI. I think that's a message that I would put out there. There's so many talented designers. Just hit one of us up, and we'll help you out. So,
There's a pretty major AI flyer on there, but
oh yeah. Anyway, I'll talk to
um
my top five.
yeah. Let's just do that.
So,
Um Yeah, so we want you to rank them from like 5 to 1, and if you have honorable mentions, fit those in first. Very curious. This
Okay.
might get clipped, so
Oh no, but I didn't. I just kind of like scrolled down
fair.
and then like clicked on whatever caught my eye. I don't know
Okay.
if I can rank them between 5 to 1. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
well then we could just say no priority here.
Yeah,
Just
no
top
priority.
Top
five.
five in no specific order is fine. And then
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
have any
yeah.
honorable mentions,
Exactly.
yeah,
Do I share my
do
screen?
Yeah,
yes,
do it.
please.
Excuse me.
And this is absolutely gonna get clipped. We're gonna clip this.
For
Oh
sure.
no. Wait, share.
Don Love's opinion does in no way reflect the opinion of Break Connect. Okay, go for it.
Depends on what the top five are. It might be. Not just kidding.
All right. So I have the Break Connect here. I was scrolling through and then I just clicked one. For me, this one, not
Oh
necessarily
yeah,
the Deuce is Wild, but I'm a huge fan of Spend One. You know, I think he's if you talk about Godfathers, I think this guy
Yes.
right here, you know,
Yes.
I don't know if you could put that on me when this guy exists. You know what I mean? So
Dude,
whatever
those
Spend One does, it always makes an impression on me. Not just like the characters, which is very iconic. I think the colors that he used, because I'm bad at colors, right? I'm still learning with like the color theory and stuff. So every time I look at his stuff, I always check out the colors as well. So I love his work. And yeah, everything Spend One does is super dope to me. This one, I don't know who did this, but it caught my eye. I like the composition of it. I like the deep red. I think, and then I just want to say as well that scrolling through the Break Connect one, there's so many flyers, right? And a bunch of them have so many, different info in there, and it looks so tiny in these little thumbnails that I think because of that, this has, a very bright red. It just pops out. You have a big title, like the minimal info, but it doesn't tell you when or where actually, but it just gives you like enough info that it is a breaking jam. And then I
yeah,
guess if you want to know more about it, then you click and then you come down and see all the details. And
yeah.
I just see now it's Construct logo here. So shout out to Nashville right here.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay, now we know who that is. I
Yeah,
just want to say real
Construct.
quick, the
Yeah.
flyers on Break Connect. Hopefully, people will see this. You don't need to put all the info on the flyer
Mm,
because it already lives on the event page. And
yeah.
also, it lives, if you hover over it, it lives under or on top of the thumbnail.
Yeah,
So, like, the
exactly.
name of the event and the date is already there. And then if you want to find out more, you click into it. But the point of the flyer is just like to be fun to look at
Yeah, yeah,
while it's out there. So,
yeah. I
love that
think
you recognize that.
for flyers, you can have like a different flyer for Instagram or like for your socials. But for a thing like this, I think is best. Like this one, you see, you have monthly sessions, just very minimal. This one, I think the same as this as well. That's what
Yeah.
caught my eye. But yeah, I like this. Shout out to whoever did this. Shout out to Nashville, Contract Nashville. They always support me. So, and then the next one, yeah,
Oh,
this one,
yeah. This is one of my favorites.
the film cipher. I like the color, the
Yeah.
font that he used. Shout out to um the bull from Canada. Is one of the three brothers. I forget which one of them made this. Um, but shout out to the three of them actually. I like that. I like the color that they used. The next one is this. I don't know who did this,
Mhm.
but I like it. I like. I don't know, something about it just caught my eye. Maybe the color, maybe the reunion here
Yeah, that reunion
drew
is
my eyes
strong.
to it. Yeah, yeah. But I like the color, and I don't know the font that they used. It's pleasing to my eyes. I don't know how to explain it, but it's pleasing to my eyes. You know,
I mean, like, you don't
I
gotta
think it's
explain it.
balanced. I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but I liked it. I liked it. This one is very simple as well, very minimal.
Shout out to Just
And
Kev. That's the homie.
Just Kev, shout out Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kev. Yeah, this one is super cool. The typeface that they use is super nice. It's very balanced. You know how you have like the four corners have text on it. I like this one. Don't trust anything. Project Man. Like it's just this little detail right
Yeah.
here. It's like tiny, but bro, it's so dope. And this one, the icon, I don't know. Everything about this is dope to me. So
It's super fire.
yeah,
Yeah,
simple.
it's like yeah.
And that's what I
This
want to say too. Like the flyer doesn't have to be crazy. Like for me, I like doing, because I like doing like photo manipulation kind of. That's when I started like, with Photoshop. So I like adding a lot of photos in my stuff. But really, the simple flyers are super dope to me. So as long as there's when, where, why, and then it's easy to understand, bro, you got it. Especially with Break Connect, like you so many things happening. When you see something so simple yet effective, it just draws my eyes to it. This one, Chinatown
mm,
Showdown.
yep.
I don't know, for some, I just now that I'm telling you guys about it, I think the reds are catching my eyes. Like the deep reds,
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. This one's cool. I like this. And then this one of my favorites right now, is
Yep.
Yeah.
Toons.
Yeah, dude.
Everything he does is dope to me, man. Like, yeah. So this one, RFTA Fly, I actually looked for this because I remember when he put this out, I was like, bro, this is so sick. And then I looked for this in the Break Connect, the past events. So yeah,
Fire picks,
shout
dude.
out to
Wow, yeah,
Tunes.
very solid.
He's
Very
one of
solid
my
picks,
favorites
bro.
at the moment, bro. So yeah, everything he does, I really like it. So that's about it, man.
Dude, great list. And I like that you are I'm trying to be aware of like who made it, right? Because it's important to get their names out there. There's a lot of
Mm,
designers, not a lot, but there's people that are also doing this in the space.
yeah.
And I really appreciate crediting them, because they definitely deserve it. Like Just Kev, I didn't know that was his flyer, so thank you, Felix, for putting that
Mm,
out there.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Super cool.
And I don't know the full story, but I know, like, for example, Just Kev also self-taught, you know. There's a lot of people that are doing this kind, like they're able to elevate themselves. And I guess, I feel like present company included, Luis, as you as well, there's a certain amount of self-motivation you have as a dancer. You want to get better at breaking, that when you kind of put yourself in another avenue of creative expression, you have that same drive. So it's not a surprise that b-boys that are creative and good at breaking can also mimic that in other forms of expression.
There's this quote actually that goes something like, "Get good at one thing so that you know what it takes to get good at anything." And that
Fuck
kind of
yeah, I love
applies,
that. Huh.
That kind of applies. Like we took time, we took years to get better at breaking, and whatever we learn in breaking, I think we can apply to whatever we want to do next. A lot of
Yeah.
people now after breaking, they want to get into filmmaking. You know what I mean? Like they want to get into. A lot of the breakers
So
actually want
shout out to
into
Kurt Rage. Just want to give a shout out to
Kurt
Kurt Rage.
Rage,
When you talked about
exactly.
filmmaking,
Yeah,
just
isn't
want to give
Abstract
that
doing
to.
filmmaking as well? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I think he has. Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. And then you can apply it to anything if you want to, whatever you learn from breaking, you apply it to working out. You know what I mean? Like everything is, I don't know, you can apply like all the dedication that you learn, in breaking, you can apply it on anything, any art form or anything really that you want to get into. So I think that's very important to me. Just get good at one thing. So.
Dude, man,
Yeah, man.
this is one of my favorite episodes, Felix.
Yeah, we get to geek out. We got to do a little design geek out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little design geek out. I love it. Um, is there anything you wish to plug, Don Love?
Wish to plug.
Yeah, anything. This is your space, man.
Um, I don't know. I want to shout out all the videographers out there that's popping up, like what is it? Just Another Breaking channel or something like that.
Yeah, dude.
Jay Vreezy, I think he does that.
Yeah,
In
shout
Sage
out to him, man.
Productions. I don't know, because I don't know, I like it. There's more and more people doing other things, and I
Uh,
don't know, man.
yeah.
Dude.
Are you
Shout out
gonna
to
do
everybody. Yeah.
are you gonna do the series with Talk About Breaking?
Oh, They actually Native from Talk About Breaking helped me with this. He's the one that
Bro,
pushed me to do
you
these.
should do that interview,
Yeah,
man. Like you should hit him up.
yeah,
Like
yeah. He
you
hit
should be
me
one
up.
of those
We
people.
might do it. I'm not really good at interviews. I just said yes to you guys because
You
I love
literally
you
just did an
guys.
interview
So
with us.
I know that's what I'm saying. This is the only interview. So, and then yeah, I mean, I'm doing Native is my boy. It's from Philly too. So you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah, that was he does a good job.
yeah, exactly. So
Shout out to Talk About
yeah,
Breaking.
talk about
Um,
breaking. And yeah, you shout out to everybody, man, who's doing something that's outside of breaking, I mean, I think we're more than just the dancers that we think we are. We can. This is actually one thing that I thought about last year or 2 years ago, I think, when I wanted to take content creation seriously and
mhm.
really like did like the daily thing where I post something daily. And I kind of thought like, bro, I've been posting posters of like b-boys or dancers in general since 2010, 2011, and I felt like I didn't want to do it anymore. I stopped posting it because I just got, I was like, I boxed in myself in that. And then I thought to myself, I'm more than a b-boy, I'm more than a dancer. And I felt like the labels that we give ourselves, it's limiting us. Like, I want to explain, like, I said I'm a b-boy, right? So I'm posting like b-boy content. Like, I want to post posters of b-boys and all that stuff, b-girls, whatever. I was boxing myself in because I told myself I'm a b-boy. But then I took myself out of that. I was like, you know what? I'm a dancer. So then I can do other dance styles. But you know what? I'm more than just a dancer. I'm an artist. So then I can post whatever art I want. If I want to post about painting, I should, because like I did street art. Like, people from Philly, well, a few of them know that I did street art in Philly. And so I did graph and all that stuff. So I did that. So why can't I post about that, right? And I was like, you know what? Let me take that further. I'm more than an artist. I'm a human being. So then why can't I post about anything human that I can think of? So if I want to talk about depression, okay, post it. And so that's one thing that I realized when I told myself I'm gonna take concentration seriously. Like, the I guess our identity, or the labels we give ourselves, is very limiting. So just take yourself out of that, like, that mentality, and like you're bigger than whatever you think you are. So yeah.
Dude,
Oh yeah,
fire
yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna love clipping this one.
All right, tag me in it.
No, we have to, bro. We will. We absolutely
Yeah.
will.
No,
Absolutely.
but yeah, man. And then I don't know. And then more and more, like, I see, as it's so dope to me as well that you can see like more and more people doing content creation. Um, you know, because before, like, you can see a little bit like chaotic, and even Gravity was getting into it. And now, like, bro, there's so many vlogs. Like, even dance studios, they have their own vlogs. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's super dope. And I watch whatever I see on YouTube, I watch them. So super dope.
Hell yeah. You got to be a fan to also be someone that can curate content, I feel like, because
Mm,
that's how we kind of keep that economy going. You know what I mean? So you have to watch something to know like what you like about it, what maybe you would do differently,
mm,
what works in the scheme of like analytics and engagement and all that stuff. So I agree. I think more people should be doing content. And I think
yeah.
a lot of people, man, this is one just real quick side note. A lot of people worry a lot about the reception of what they post and like,
Mm,
why should I put all this effort if only
yeah.
20 people are going to like it? But it's like, it's not about that. It's about you going to the point of inspiration where you want to put something out there and you're so motivated that it doesn't matter what the reception is like, right?
Yeah.
Like the reception is one thing and it is cool to be recognized or receive, the engagement that you're wishing for. But to be able to put something out there and essentially create like a footprint of where you were in that time, in that space, in that part of your journey, I think is so much more important than the 500 likes that you could potentially get. You know what I mean?
Oh, for
So
sure. For sure.
this is to anyone listening that made it to this point. Post it, whatever it is, post it. It doesn't
100%.
matter what you get out of it. What matters is that like you feel inspired enough to share that. Because that's what the world
Yeah.
is about nowadays. It's like
Yeah.
sharing. We've made it so easy to share everything. So why not
Yeah.
do it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And you actually said something. I mean, there's a bunch that we can take, from what you said. One thing I want to say is the content creation angle that you said. I think it's super dope because nowadays everything lives online. You know what I mean? The next generation, everything they see or everything they learn is online. You know, shit, I was learning Photoshop and breaking off of YouTube, you know? And imagine that was like what, 2 decades ago. So the kids nowadays, I'm sure they're just on that screen. So if it doesn't live on the screen, it doesn't exist to them. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
I think it's super dope that more and more people are documenting their journey and just putting it out there. And I want to say also that if you want these kids to like know about the culture, you got to post the culture online. You know what I mean? Like, because
Oh
these
yeah.
kids, like
Ooh.
these, a lot, like the next generation, I'm sure they have like mentors and all that stuff, but a lot of them, like for people like me who didn't have a mentor, they just base off of what they see online, you know? And so if you don't share the culture online, if you just share the moves, then all they know is the moves. And so I like these vlogs because, especially Kurt Rage, like he shows the behind the scenes, you know, the struggles and all that stuff, and his thought process. And these are things that the kids or the next generation could come across to, and then they could see more than the moves. You know, they see the culture of it. They see the side of like, oh, this dance is just not just the freaking air flares and the spins and the freaking big stages in the Olympics. There's more to this. And yeah, I urge everybody to just document your journey and post it out there, man, because you don't really know who sees it. And to build off of that, freaking what's his name? Tyler the Creator, didn't he find um who did he discovered some Rex Orange County or something like that, where he found Rex Orange County with like 1,000 views on YouTube, and then he put him out there, and then they blew up. You know what I
Didn't
mean?
know that. I didn't know
Yeah.
that, but now I
So
do.
you don't know who's watching. You know what I mean? So put it out there, man. And I was, yeah. And
Perfect.
then to go off of what you said, just post it. Don't care about the views. Don't care about the perception of other people. If you want to do it, just do it. So
Facts.
yeah.
We all got
Oh
to
yeah.
spread LOV. Ain't that right?
LOV, man. Do it for the love, man. For the
Do it
love.
for the
That's
love.
what it is.
Exactly. Right.
So,
Don Love, man. Thank you so much for joining us. What a
well,
blessing of
thank
an
you for
episode this.
having me, man. I
Yeah.
enjoyed this
This
so much.
was this was very nice. All right, man. Well, listen, this is has come to the end of the episode. Appreciate you so much. Luis, as always, it's been a pleasure. And until next time, y'all.
All right, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace,
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so
bro.
much.